G'day, Alistair here from LearnDelphi.tv, and in this video we're going to look at WebP support, which is new in Delphi 12. So I'm going to start a new Windows VCL application, and it's going to throw on a T image, which I'm going to make a bit bigger, and I'm just going to come down and set the proportional and stretched. In fact, I think I only might need to set the proportional, but anyhow, and in our constructor I'm going to go image1 dot picture dot load from file, and I've got a file name which I will copy and paste. Oops, there. So let's start by running that, and it fails because could not create output file because I've got an old version running already. Okay, let's run that again. And we get an exception, which is what I was actually expecting. Unknown picture format. So to support JPEG, we need to add to our uses VCL imaging JPEG. Now, if I have a look at this unit and go down to the bottom, we see that it's registering a file format with tpicture, explaining how it's going to support JPEG images. So now when we run it, thinking, we have loaded a nice picture of some alpaca, which I took with my phone a few days ago. So what I want to do is a little bit of benchmarking. So I'm also going to throw a memo on, and it'd be nice. There's no clear option. If we look at edit, I can right click and go clear text. It can be nice to have a similar for memos, because quite often the first thing I do is come and remove the memo 1. So effectively what I want to do is I want to see how long it takes to load this JPEG. So I need system.diagnostics and var tstopwatch.startNew, and then I can go something like plus sw dot. I could do elapsed milliseconds, and that would give me the number of milliseconds as an integer, or need elapsed dot total milliseconds dot toString, and that will give me by default 4 decimal places, I think, for converting a floating point number to a string. So load JPEG, 2.8 seconds. That's not too bad. I think that'll vary a bit depending on the Windows caching and that kind of thing. But let's make that a little bit easier, and log string sw, and of course I'm going to have to change my grab that and show it there. So now it's unsatisfied, and copy that, and that is now s plus a space, and I should just be able to go log. So I'm going to be doing this quite a few times, and SW. like so. Just verify that works. And I might restart the stopwatch as well. So I might make this a var Control-Shift-P. Let's try that again. No synchronizable methods found. Oh, interesting. Do it manually. SW dot is assigned. Oh, you want that. So just restarting the stopwatch after logging this. So we'll need that a bit later. Right. Now, for the interesting stuff, I'm going to create a new image and throw a button in between. I'm just going to make it nice and big, and I'm going to give it the creative label of Go. So now, for WebP support, we need to go vcl.skia, and if I go in here and down to the bottom, we see that we're registering some file formats, including SVG, WebP, and WebBMP. So I haven't experimented with WebBMP yet. I think that's the PNG replacement for the WebP lossless compression. But yeah, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure yet. So I haven't experimented enough, but I thought there's enough really interesting content in this that I've discovered so far to make a video. So next up, so with our button one click, I want to convert this image one into a WebP image. Now, I had originally thought I could probably just go image1 dot picture dot save to file alpaca.jpg, but that so not JPEG dot WebP, but that just ends up saving the JPEG as within a WebP extension, so that doesn't quite work. So my we go var b is assigned create, and then we can go b dot assign image one to a picture. You can't assign a picture to a BMP, but you can grab the graphic that is the picture is using, which would be a JPEG, and then we can go b dot, and we've got not Skia draw, SK image to SK image. Now this is a helper. So we've got a SK bitmap helper, and yeah, we can use that. So this is easy enough to do that. Something like that. And this is an interface. So if I wanted to save it to a file, I could just go dot whatever, but I'm going to do it as a separate thing because I'm going to be using that variable a little bit more. So sk image dot encode to file, and what I'm going to want to do is specify a file name, which I'm going to grab that, comma, and then we want a format. So tsk encoded image. So I'm just going to control click on that and grab that. Oh, I know why that probably didn't work. Because that is not defined in here. That is defined in, or not defined in VCL Skia. That is system.skia. And now I can say a WebP image. And the default quality is 80. I'll make that explicit. And of course, we want to know how long it takes to save this. So let's add a that one. And then log. I'll just copy that one. Trying to copy rather than paste. And this is save WebP. And so let's give that a go. That load JPEG that's a little bit of a lie. Let's resolve that, because it is doing a sort of progressive load, so it's not loading the entire. Actually, no, not true. The rendering will be happening later, so it'll be loading it. This is how this 2 milliseconds is how long it takes to load the JPEG from disk, basically, and it's decoding it after when it comes to render it. So there's a little bit of efficiency there. So I might be able to JSign. So we'll create a JPEG image and load from file, and we'll do that here. Grab that. And of course we should free that JPEG. So this should give us an accurate benchmark, I think, of how long it takes to load a JPEG. So yeah, so 1.4 seconds, which is a bit more realistic, and it's taking us about 1.3 seconds to save a WebP image. Now let's load that back. We've got a image here, so I can say image2.load picture, load from file, and I should be using constants, but let's not get too carried away with writing good code. And we'll call that and that's going to have the same issue that we had with the other picture. It's going to take no time at all because it's rendering it after it's loaded it, sort of on demand. And you'll notice it's also quite blurred, because it'll be not rendering the entire image. It'll be some portion of it, sort of progressive loading or something. So that's WebP images. Let's look at those files. So here's our original JPEG at 8 megabytes, and our alpaca WebP, that's at quality 80. And we can load both of those. Let's put the original there, and I've been just testing this out. Zoom right in to 459, and we can see, I mean, the quality of this is really good. It's straight off the camera. There's hardly any compression artifacts. It's sort of a little bit, but it's got quite a lot of detail in it, and this one's not quite as good. So we're kind of cheating. We're comparing a high quality JPEG with a lesser quality WebP image. So let's see what we can do in terms of, let's create another JPEG. Let's do that in here. j. Oh, I should be b dot free there. We'll create our new JPEG. We'll assign. Oh, actually, yeah, we could just assign. We could go straight. We don't do it from the bitmap. We can do it straight from the image one from there. And I'm going to move this up to the top, about there. We'll say. Okay, save to file, and we need to give it a file name. So it's JPEG j dot compression quality. We can go with the same compression quality, so I'm just going to go underscore 80 on there, and okay, there's one more thing I need to do, but let's run it. And I want to save JPEG benchmark in there as well. But it's a bit pointless at the moment because our quality 80 is the original image. These are both the same. That is because one thing I need to do is call j.compress. And that will cause the JPEG to recompress because we're assigning a JPEG to it already. And so it doesn't have to do any compression. So there's our stopwatch. Save to file. I can do save VCL JPEG. Okay, so let's look at those numbers. And okay. Go. So saving a VCL JPEG is taking 1.3 seconds. So likewise, pretty much the same for saving a WebP image. So the sort of, I don't know, the computational complexity is the same for both, but there's a little bit of something that I found out that is quite interesting, which we'll demonstrate very shortly. So if we compare those, so our WebP is sort of 1.9 megabytes, but our JPEG is 80. Now, from what a bit of reading online, the compression qualities are not the same. So 80 for WebP is not the same quality as 80 for JPEG, and one of the sort of kind of rules of thumb was a difference of about 7. So you need to subtract about 7 from the JPEG quality to get the equivalent. So if you've got, 7 from the WebP quality. So if you've got 8, so this 80 for WebP would need to do about 73 to get roughly the same equivalent quality. And if we run that, yeah, so we would look at the files, which I closed. So temp alpaca, and so we're still comparing these images. There's our JPEG. There is our WebP, and if I put the WebP on the right, and we do our zoom into the eye, so I can now sort of see that there are some JPEG compression artifacts, and the artifacts on WebP are a little bit different. I kind of looks like the colors get a bit smeared out, so we get areas of solid color as the quality goes down. So that whereas JPEG, you get these kind of boxes and parallel lines and stuff that occur. And so, yeah, so we can see there's a couple of lines going through. You might not be able to see it because this video is being H.264 encoded, so yeah, the quality is going to degrade from there. But yeah, so I think if we wanted the same file size, we are looking at, I think it's about 67. I did a bit of experimentation earlier. And so we're now, yeah, 67, maybe even 66. So they're now pretty close in size between. That's a difference of about 20k. So within a few percent, and we can, oops, alpaca.webp. Let's go way over on the other screen. And again, let's zoom into that eye. And so there's now very noticeable, I can see little squares and things. There's very noticeable compression artifacts, and they're nowhere near as pronounced in the WebP image. Still quite reasonable detail in the JPEG, but yeah, if this was a low-res JPEG, you'd start to notice it. But at 100%, when the image is huge. So that's more or less WebP support in Delphi. We should probably, so our loading a SK image, I think we can go, v dot, there's no create from SK image. So go. Let me just have a quick look at that. I think that actually returns a tbitmap helper. I guess that's going to return a tbitmap. So let's come back to that. I want to talk about JPEGs in Skia. So we have a SK image that we've saved as a, oops, let's go those two lines. We can encode this as a JPEG, and if we go to the similar file size, 67, save Skia JPEG. So we're now using the alpaca Skia 67. So yeah, we're now using the JPEG encoder in Skia, and this is what I found quite interesting. So let's run that, and we'll click our button, which is now doing quite a lot. So saving a JPEG using Skia is taking 200 milliseconds, a fifth per second, and which is about 6 times faster than doing it using the standard VCL JPEG support, which I think is quite interesting. So obviously I think this might be the reference JPEG code. I don't know what Skia is using, but it is a lot faster. So if you're doing lots of manipulation of JPEGs, lots of saving of sort of high resolution images, then yeah, and you want JPEG support, using the Skia support, or the Skia JPEG support, is yeah, a lot faster. And whereas WebP is about the same speed, but you get better file size, or better quality for the same file size. So that's kind of all I wanted to cover. Off the top of my head, loading. So if we wanted to benchmark loading so we want to say make from encoded file. We give it our WebP file name again. And that is an Skia image. And I'm not sure that actually will decode the image at that point. So let's go b dot create from Skia image, and we'll pass in the Skia image. I have to go to bitmap helper. No, that's all right. And we've just created a memory leak, but that's fine. Load WebP and so apologies for the me working this out as we go, but this is go. Okay, so 234 milliseconds. So loading WebP images pretty fast, and I presume loading a JPEG via Skia is probably equally quick. We could do this exact same thing and leak even more memory. Alpaca was original, wasn't it? If we load the original, load and convert to bitmap. I hope I've done that correctly. Load JPEG, yeah. So loading JPEG a lot faster using Skia than it is using the VCL. So anyway, that's all I want to cover in this video. It's been ridiculously long, so recorded more than half an hour on this. WebP support and Skia support in Delphi is pretty awesome. Particularly having it now in the VCL by default is pretty good. I will be covering more stuff. This is like some tiny sliver of what's been added to Delphi 12, and I think it is pretty cool if you're doing lots of image processing. And yeah, I haven't even looked at the image processing you can do actually using Skia on images. So thanks for watching. I hope you've found this useful. If so, do go and buy a copy of one of my books, or both of them, or some of my videos. You can find them on learndelphi.tv. There's the Code Faster in Delphi and Code Better in Delphi are the videos. And of course the video mega pack contains a ridiculous amount of Delphi training videos. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.